everybody, and welcome to Budo Path. Guys, we are going to continue today with part 2 of the Jim Kelly's interview, the one he did in June of 1996. So guys, I would like to find out more about Jim Kelly, about his Budo, about his journey, his Budo path, his martial way, that he had. So I really want to look into this a little further. And then get a more a better analysis, a better perspective about his Budo path. All right, guys, we'll continue with part 2 of Jim Kelly's interview. 1, 2, 3.
So, people think that, I think some people out there might think that Jim Kelly just became a star overnight. He just all of a sudden was in the right place at the right time. Somewhat I was in the right place at the right time, but it's more background to it than that. First of all, the sacrifice. When you have a goal in life, usually you have to make incredible sacrifice to come. I don't care if it's football player, basketball player, corporate world, whatever it may be, there's usually a lot of sacrifice. And I refuse to let people tell me that I couldn't become an actor. And a lot of people try to tell me that. I had a good job at a shoe store, working at a shoe store here in Los Angeles, and they offered me a job in San Francisco to become a shoe manager, one of the most elaborate stores they were opening up there. And I told the guy, I said, look, man, I can't do that. And he said, why? I said, because I came to Hollywood to become an actor. They said, are you crazy? You must be crazy. You mean to tell me you're going to turn this job down up in San Francisco because you want to pursue an acting career? I said, yeah. So I didn't take the job, and I ended up quitting the shoe store job, and I ended up going down with the hobos in Manpower, where you have labor jobs, and going down there at 5:30 in the morning, giving my name to some guy, and he would read my name off, and I'd go out digging ditches somewhere, just so I would have free time to pursue my karate. First it was to win the karate championship. At that time I was doing karate, try and pursue the world championship, and then go to the movies. The movies were still up there. But at this point, I went down to Manpower, took labor jobs, digging ditches and all that kind of stuff, so I would have free time to train, fight, and prepare for the world championship. But I could have been in an air-conditioned shoe store selling shoes. That's not what I wanted to do. So what I can say to kids out there who are listening, the main thing is to set your goal and don't let anybody keep you from pursuing it. And lay out your game plan and go for it, no matter what anyone else says. When I was a kid growing...
Hold on 1 second, guys. Here are 2-8, 2-9. Yeah, all right. So, guys, look, what an interesting thing. I was completely unaware of this. But sometimes when we see actors... sometimes, guys, it's just a matter of not knowing the behind the stories. Because when we see a movie, I speak by myself. Sometimes when I see a movie, oh man, he had it so easily. Maybe this actor was he rose to fame so easily. But check it out, he turned down a job, as a shoe manager. By that time, maybe it was a good pay and a good place back in San Francisco. He turned down that job, for a morning job. So he was with an employment agency, Manpower. So Manpower, he went to Manpower. Manpower gave him a labor job. Then you check it out what he said. He was digging ditches, making ditches, so he have time to pursue her martial art career. This is wonderful. All right, continue.
When I was a little kid, like junior high school, elementary, junior high school, at that time, my hero was Willie Mays. Willie Mays. So he's my cousin. I'm the second cousin. He's my cousin. I didn't know at the time. But Willie Mays was my hero. When I got in high school, and I was playing high school sports, football, basketball, track, baseball, Jim Brown was my hero. Jim Brown was, to me, was like the man. He motivated me because I was heavy into football. And as a matter of fact, I used to try to do things he did on the football field, different techniques he used on the football field against guys who were trying to tackle him. But he inspired me. Then after that, Muhammad Ali was my hero. You know, very inspirational to me, Muhammad Ali. In the ring and outside the ring, he was very inspirational to me. So and I still have people that I'm inspired by. Even today, I have people, black athletes. I see certain black athletes, not all. I'm very disappointed in a lot of black athletes, very much disappointed. Not what they do on the football field, what they do on the basketball field, what they do off the football field and off the basketball courts. But there's some black athletes out there that I am inspired by. Maybe one or two.
What was it like? You said that when you were younger, Jim Brown was a hero here.
Yes.
And then you went on to make 3 movies with him. What was
That's
it
right.
like when you first started to get to work with Jim Brown?
Well, it was an incredible experience working with Jim, because at that time when I worked with him in Three the Hard Way, he had done so many different films, action films. He was like, I guess Jim, you might say Jim was the first real black action hero, from the films he had done before I worked with him. I can't think of anybody that, in that type of film, action films, that I just can't think of anybody else before Jim. Sidney, of course, has always been a great dramatic actor, but when you come to the hardcore black action films, I think Jim was the man. So it was very good to work with Jim. It's like working with Bruce. I learned so much from Bruce, working with Bruce Lee. I picked up so many different things. When I worked with Jim Brown, I learned different things from Jim. As a matter of fact, when I was in the Canary Islands, we were in the Canary Islands, me, Fred, and Jim. We were over there, and Jim and I was talking one day on the set, and Jim said something very interesting which has still stuck with me today. He said, in this business, in life, and in this business especially, you got never let them kill your spirit. He said they might take your money, they might take your car, they might take your house, but never let them kill your spirit. And I remember that, and that's very true. And I tell people that to myself today. I say, people might take your money, your car, you might take your wife, you might take your girlfriend, they might take a lot of things, but you can't never let anyone take the spirit. And then once that's just over with. So I really enjoyed working with Jim. I think that Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, and myself, we were the last of the black action heroes in Hollywood. And that's sad to say. Even though I feel we were, even the guys today that are doing action films, I don't really consider them black action, I don't consider them heroes, action heroes. There's some incredible dramatic actors there. I mean, Denzel Washington is a very good actor, dramatic actor. Wesley Snipes, I think, is a very good actor, but I don't think they're action heroes. Like I said, I think Jim, Fred, and I were the last of the black action heroes. And the reason is, again, I believe it's the fear of projecting a black male in those positions. You take, let's just take, for example, some white action heroes. And let's take this guy by the name of Chuck Norris. My personal opinion, I know Chuck. I remember when Chuck was fighting in karate tournaments. He was a karate champion. But to me, he's never been able to transmute that onto the screen. So in my personal opinion, if you take Chuck Norris and just change the color of his skin, he would be lucky to get a job in Hollywood as an extra. I'm serious. And just change the color of his skin to black. I guarantee you he'd have problems getting a job in Hollywood as an extra or as an extra. But his skin is not black, it's white. And they pushed him and made him a star. So, and this is I'm just using him as an example. I can go on. At least Van Damme. Now Van Damme, he at least has some screen presence. He's got charisma, he's got screen charisma, he's got some presence. Chuck Norris doesn't even have that. In the industry, I don't know if it's true or not, but in my opinion is that there's a fear of projecting black males in that real strong, positive male image, or action, you talk about action heroes. There's a fear in Hollywood to project black males in those images. It's amazing to me.
Now he's talking a point there. We're in 7:35, I think. Yeah, he's touching a very important point there. What he's talking about now. But then I think He's talking about the male, black male actor, martial artist. So, so I think Jim Kelly, if I really go back in time and think, who was at least the very first black martial artist that I've seen, it was Jim Kelly. All right, all right, but I think he got a good. I think he got a positive thinking about what he's saying. I think it's, the way that the Hollywood project the actors. Maybe that thing have changed. Maybe back in the day, by the time he was recording this, I think there might be some of that. But I think things have changed over the years. Things have changed over the years. But he got a point. Okay, let's continue.
Because we have incredible athletes, basketball players, football players, boxing champions. But why is it in an industry like Hollywood, we can't even have an action hero? And it's like when they made the movie Rocky, to me, Rocky was like the great white hope. It's like in the boxing world, there hasn't been a heavyweight champion since Rocky Marciano. But in Hollywood, they created Rocky. All of a sudden, he was bigger than Muhammad Ali. It's like you ask a little kid, who's the greatest fighter in the world? Who's the greatest boxer in the world? Rocky. Rocky? Hollywood made Rocky, So to me, Rocky was the great white hope. So Carl Weathers, who played the other part, Apollo Creed was his name, right? He was like Muhammad Ali. So Rocky came along and tried to destroy this whole thing about Muhammad Ali. Now he's the greatest fighter in the world, but they couldn't create this. They couldn't get that image in the real ring. They don't even have a great white hope. So they created it in Hollywood. They created Rocky, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what it is. I don't know what myself as a black man, all the other black men in society have done throughout history to justify that, but I believe that's still true. I mean, it's a fear of projecting black males in certain images, and that's true no matter if it's the film industry or if it's the corporate world. It's just the way it is in this country, in America. I don't know. It's at this time, it's almost like trying to destroy any black man that accomplishes a certain level in the society. Another thing is, my films personally, I've never made a film that didn't make money or very good money. I made films for like $100,000, $100,000 budget, and that particular film made something like $15 million off a $100,000 budget. That was Black Samurai, as a matter of fact. I made a film for Warner Brothers called Black Belt Jones, made for maybe $400,000, made over $20 million in the box office. So I always thought that if your films made money, that's what it was all about. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's like in the controlling people in Hollywood, the power people in Hollywood. I don't know. It's just amazing to me. I think what it is that they fear black males making too much money or becoming too strong and too powerful. It's almost like you say, oh, the bottom line is money. But to me personally, it's not true. And you tell people, they say, oh, you're crazy. All that matters is if your movies make money. No. The image is very important. What image you put out there, what image you project. Sometimes in Hollywood, they would prefer not to make money than to project a certain image. It's just the way it is. It's amazing. I know that's hard to believe for some people, but I know it's true. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't. It's like the gap never closes. It never closes. I mean, we see certain types of black actors working, but it hasn't changed that much. It really hasn't changed that much. Like we're talking about black action heroes. Why we don't have any black action heroes? We have what Hollywood is safe with. They're safe with comedy. And I love Eddie Murphy. I think he's an incredible comedian, and I think he should make millions and millions of dollars off of what he does well. But we do more than that. We have other actors, we have other people that can do other things besides comedy and things that are safe in Hollywood. And that's That's my outlook on it. They fear certain images in Hollywood. You're okay as long as you project a certain image on the screen, but after you go past a certain level, then hey, wait a minute, we can't do that. You know, and it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if you're Sidney Poitier, who I have greatest respect for, incredible actor. I don't care if you're Spike Lee. Spike Lee can only do certain things. That's it. And they're going to control that situation. I don't know what the answer is, to tell you the truth. I just know that I'm not getting the parts that I want to get, which I think I deserve to get. And I turn down 3 films a year. I turn down $1 million a year because I refuse to do what they offer me. Even though they're starring roles, they're leads, but the scripts are so bad, or the image they want me to project as a black male, I won't do it. So that's okay. I'm, you know, it bothers me a little bit, but I'm pretty comfortable with myself, with myself. So, and I'm happy with what I've done so far, the people that I have touched and motivated in the world. I've had star athletes come up to me and say, Jim, you know, when I was a kid, you were my hero. You motivated me, and that really makes me feel good. When you have a guy like Marcus Allen, who's also one of the greatest football players ever lived, he came up to me one time. He said, Jim, you know, when I was growing up in San Diego playing football, you were my hero. You were one of my heroes. You were really one of my heroes. You really motivated me. So when Marcus Allen came up to me and say that, that makes me feel good. Lee Haney, I don't know if you know who Lee Haney is. Lee Haney, the greatest bodybuilder in the world. The same thing. He came up to me in one of the restaurants one night and said, Jim, you know, when I was growing up, man, you were like the man. You're my hero. You were my hero. So when guys like this come up to me and say that, and even guys who are not as known, or just the average guy on the street can come up to me and say, Jim, you really motivated me. And I have this, I have people come to me all the time. I have parents come to me and say, Jim, you know, you got to do more movies. You got to do more movies because my kids, you've motivated my kids so much to be successful in life that it's incredible. So when I see that, I'm happy. That's more important to me than having $1 million in my pocket. Although I like having $1 million in my pocket too, though. But you know what I'm saying? So it's happy. I mean, I've done a lot of things in a short period of time that I've been in the film business. Actually, not too short of time because time goes by pretty fast. And I've experienced a lot of things. I've met a lot of great people, so I'm pretty happy with myself.
Okay, guys, this has been part two of the Jim Kelly's interview back in June 1996. Man, so much things now, so much how can I say, so much feedback I'm having now after so many years. Was pretty good for me to watch, and I hope whoever is watching this video also can get also some inside feedback as much as I do. But my thoughts about it is that I never thought, like everybody is a different world. So with that in mind, everybody's life is a different story, different world, different story, different timeline. So the timeline of Jim Kelly, his Budo, his martial way was amazing. But like he said at the end, he inspired a lot of people. I think I'm one of those people that he inspired. Of course, if he could only knew how many people he have inspired, that could make him even more and more happy, right? Because when we are behind the scenes, one thing we know whether we are being watched. But how many people are watching us? We don't know the amount of people. How many people we are motivating? We don't know that. But one thing that he really took care was he was protecting all the time his image, and that he said that he turned down. I mean, after all the wonderful movies that he made, later on, he kept having his agent keep sending him job offers. You say, are you interested in doing this movie? But then when you have an agent. You have an agent, they will send you a script. Are you interested in doing this movie? And then he don't like this script, but he just turned it down. So one thing I like about it, his Budo, his martial way was he protect his image a lot. He protect his image. That was very important. And another thing, he pursue his goal. The way he wow, was incredible the way he pursued his goal. He turned down a job as a shoe store manager in San Francisco. He turned down that job, all right, to work for Manpower as a working a labor job, digging ditches, construction, so that he could have time why to learn his karate, all right, to pursue his goal, and finally his career as a martial artist. That's very important, and you see sometimes the road to success, guy, is sometimes some of us we made it, some of us we don't, but it's not easy. But one thing I tell you is very rewarding. It's a very, very rewarding experience. So guys, thank you for watching and tuning in. I really a guy that you guys hope like this video. All right, and then don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell so you'll not miss any of my upcoming videos, guys. I hope you like this Budo that we have for Gene Kelly, this martial way. Take care. See you soon.
Mr. Han?
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
But effective.
It is not the art, but the combat that you enjoy.
The winning.
We are all ready to win, just as we are born knowing only life. It is defeat that you must learn to prepare for.
I don't waste my time with it. When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too busy looking good.
What were you looking for when you attacked my guards?
Wasn't me.
You were the only man outside the palace.
I was outside, but I wasn't the only one.
You will tell me who else.
Mr. Han, suddenly I like to leave your island.
It is not possible.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman. Man, you come right out of a comic book. Been practicing, huh?